My buddy, Andy Valentine, he's a motorcycle genius. I grew up with the guy. We played Robotech, we played Dungeons and Dragons, we played all sorts of things together. But then he grew up, this nerdy kid grew up to be a grease monkey mechanical genius. He's the motorcycle guru. And for 5 years, Andy Valentine worked on building a motorcycle. It became, in our group of friends, sort of a legend, sort of a small metaphor for small town failure. You could be at the bar and you could say, you know, I'm gonna finish my book when Andy Valentine finishes his motorcycle. And everybody would laugh and they would toast you with a big Pabst Blue Ribbon. So I will be goddamned if my buddy Justin didn't call me up like a year ago. He calls me up all the way from Michigan. He calls me here in New York and he goes, dude, Andy Valentine finished his motorcycle. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked, but it's true. Justin shows up at Andy's house. He gets there, and Andy starts it up. First try, rumble, rumble, rumble. It's like an earthquake, a Harley earthquake inside that garage, and it's just going off. It was beautiful. He pushed the motorcycle out, rumble, 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 drove it around the block a couple times, doing victory laps, because it was a victory for love, for obsessiveness, for all the struggles that we nerds go through to make it. Andy Valentine shut his bike off, wheeled it back in the garage, and he lit a victory cigarette. A victory for love and obsessiveness and everything we believe in. He lit his cigarette and he inhaled. And a little bit of ash dropped off of that victory cigarette and fell to the ground, to the microscopic pool of gasoline that had leaked out of a microscopic hole in his gas tank. Nobody had seen it. It just dropped and fell, and it lit on fire. It's combustible. It lit on fire, snaked up to the gas tank, and within seconds, the entire bike was in flames. Andy Valentine screamed. He grabbed the gas tank with his bare hands, tore it out, and tossed it into the front yard. He grabbed the flaming, scalding hot handlebars. He wheeled his bike out into the yard and ran around in circles until the bike had stopped burning. And then he stood there in his yard, this pile of metal and leather, his dream burning in his parents' front yard. Why do you tell us these things? Why are you telling us this story? That's probably what you're thinking. Why tell us another story about failure and lost dreams? But I'll tell you what. God is a nerd. How else do you explain it? How do you explain platypuses? Crazy platypuses that make no sense. They look funny. How do you explain the urge to write things down, to tell these stories, even though it doesn't change anything and doesn't help my evolutionary survival or anything like that? How do you explain these strange, bizarre, funny urges, the crazy things we do? It's because God is a nerd just like us. God messes up. God was sitting in his parents' garage putting us together, and then we caught on fire and he doesn't know what to do. He's running around in circles in the backyard right now. God's running around in circles, the motorcycle's on fire, it's burning, he's screaming, trying to save us.